Welcome back to the Injury Prone Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Edwin Porras, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Medical Analyst at FantasyPoints.com. Gracias por tus oídos. It is week 5. We have a lot to get into, but first, go down to the show notes, hit on the Injury Prone Draft Guide and Playbook. You're going to get every possible injury known to man in the NFL from a skill player perspective and how to manage it. How do quarterbacks look after a high ankle sprain? How do wide receivers look after a hamstring strain? What am I dealing with let's say a high ankle sprain like Joe Mixon coming back? All that's going to be in the guide. $20. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Promise. Excuse me. But let's dive in first to the story of the century. Accidentally had a tweet go viral. Rashee Rice. Let me give more context around the ACL and what we're approaching potentially with Rashee Rice. What we know so far is that the Chiefs have not confirmed that he tore his ACL. What I don't want you to take away is that it's not a serious injury, because it is. He could still have a partial ACL. He could still have a PCL issue. He could still have a hamstring issue. What you need to know about Rashee Rice is that once you get the MRI, generally speaking, most of the time, the swelling isn't an issue when you want to look at the ACL. They know whether his ACL is intact or not intact. What they're trying to find out is what they're discussing is what the rest of his knee looks like. That specific mechanism, it honestly, unfortunately, just hits on everything. It could be PCL, think Puka Nacua. It could be hamstring and MCL, think Kyle Pitts from last year. What we understand from the situation with Rashee Rice, though, is that it doesn't seem like the ACL is involved. At least they haven't confirmed that. Now, again, I want to emphasize, this doesn't mean that he's not done for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. What it does give him is a chance and an opportunity to come back by the fantasy playoffs, I think, at the latest, and that really helps the Chiefs from a general perspective, from just an NFL perspective, fantasy aside. So again, Rashee Rice, at this point, we would know if it was an ACL. What they're trying to figure out right now is to what extent, to what degree, how is he going to respond from the rest of the ligaments? Does he have an MCL hamstring like Kyle Pitts had? Does he have a PCL like Puka Nacua had? They're trying to piece together, is there a bone bruise involved? How he's going to respond in the next week or so. So we're going to get more information as it trickles out. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like Rashee Rice's injury is season ending as of now. But he still can be out for a while. Moving on. Less of an injury concern here is Anthony Richardson, obviously. So Anthony Richardson took a hit, landed on the ground, landed on his hip. What we know from that situation is that he probably has what's called the hip pointer, where he sort of bruises the bone on the outside of the hip. And then it could be because of the reaction where he quickly sort of crunched down to protect himself. Sounds like he strained an oblique. Reports have come out. They don't think it's serious. I don't think it's serious. Kind of a weird deal. He needs to get down probably a little better than he has, but Anthony Richardson, I'd expect him back next week. Last one that I want to hit on here is Jonathan Taylor. The Colts have said that they're not too concerned with this, and that's generally a good idea. Here's where I was sort of Sunday night when I was sorting through this right high ankle sprain that he's dealing with. His ankle injury history is where we want to start, right? So October of 2022, right low ankle sprain. December of 2022, right high ankle sprain. September of 2024, right high ankle sprain. So every time he injures that ankle, it becomes more susceptible. And even if he's doing rehab stuff, which will help, it will help. At some point, something's got to give. So he's going to come back this week. As long as the swelling clears, as long as his function is good, he's probably going to come back this week. From a data perspective, let's look at it though, right? NFL running backs of his caliber since 2014, they've missed 2.7 games. 34%, they miss 0 to 1 games, 34% of the sample. Now, 50% of the sample, they miss 2+ games. So really, we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood, I know it's a big range, from 0 to 2 or 3 weeks. But because the Colts have said that it's not serious, if we're going to take their word for it, I think at worst, JT misses this week and comes back next week. This isn't going to zap his explosiveness the rest of the season. That's a myth. For now, hold on to Jonathan Taylor. Don't target him in any way, shape, or form. We know that the situation with the Colts and the medical staff last year kind of got turned upside down. So let's hold pat on Jonathan Taylor. But I do think that hopefully we've dodged a bullet. That's it, right? If you want the rest of it, go to fantasypoints.com. Follow me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, @FBInjuryDoc. Good luck trade for Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to leave that a little bit more ominous, maybe. Trade for Christian McCaffrey in the right scenario. Don't overpay unless you're Tom Broley. Shout out Tom Broley, who I can't take him from Tom because Tom's also got Jordan Mason, so he can wait it out. But if you're in the right situation, you're sitting 4-0, you can give up a piece, and the Christian McCaffrey roster guy he's just done. Go throw a low ball offer out for Christian McCaffrey. See what happens. I know I get it, not in your league, but there are leagues where it will happen. So other than that, make sure you go down to the show notes, and we will see you next time.